Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Open Mic Night live at the ZoomBarDC. We've got a great show for you tonight. We've got Joseph Stegner, David Weening, Jeremy Schuhmann, Steve Woolwine, Bill Sherman, and more. So sit back, relax, and Bill Sherman's gonna kick us off, so take it away, Bill.
Thanks, Marie-Louise. So I did this song I didn't do it here last week because I wasn't here. But I did it Thursday night, wasn't happy with it, but was just getting over COVID, so I gave myself an excuse. So I'm gonna do it again because I want to get it right. When I get home from work and I turn on the TV, well, I can't keep my mind on the show. When I go to bed at night, I can't get no sleep, so I turn on the radio. But the only thing I hear is you whisper in my ear the words that you used to say. And my day is getting longer, my love is growing stronger, and the fever gets stronger every day. I got the fever for you, girl. Yeah, I got the fever. Ain't nothing that this boy can do, 'cause I got the fever for you, girl. Yeah, I got the fever. I'm feeling so sad and blue. I remember coming home. You were standing by the stove, and dishes on the table, and dinner's ready to go. And then we go out at night, maybe to a movie show, something that you'd like to see. Well, you were my sun in the morning, you were my moon at night. When I think about you, baby, everything's alright. And my days are getting longer, my love is growing stronger, and the fever gets stronger every night. I got the fever for you, girl. Yeah, I got the fever. Ain't nothing that this boy can do, 'cause I got the fever for you, girl. Yeah, I got the fever. I'm feeling so sad and blue. I got the fever for you, baby. I'm feeling so sad and blue. I got the fever for you, honey. Ain't nothing that this boy can do.
Hey, Bill! Great song.
Nice job, Bill.
Thank you. Thank
Who
you.
wrote that song?
Yours?
Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, wow. Great song.
That's a Bruce Springsteen song.
Great.
So let's see. Now, I don't know who wrote this next song. I just remember it from my youth, about 1965, 1966. But I know that the band that made it famous didn't write it. I know that. I don't even know the band that made it famous. So anyway, Love Potion number 9. I took my troubles down to Madame Ruth. You know the gypsy with the gold cap tooth. She got a little place down on 34th and Vine. It sells little bottles of Love Potion number 9. I told her that I had a problem with chicks. It's been this way since 1956. She looked at my palm and she made a magic sign. Said, what you need is love potion #9. She bent down and turned around and gave me a wink. She said, we're gonna mix it up right here in the sink. It smelled like turpentine and looked like Indian ink. I held my nose, I closed my eyes, I took a drink. I didn't know if it was day or night. I started kissing everything in sight. But when I kissed a cop down on 34th and Vine, you broke my little bottle of love potion #9. I didn't know if it was day or night, but I started kissing everything in sight. But when I kissed a cop down on 34th and Vine, you broke my little bottle of love potion #9. Love potion #9. Love potion #9. Love potion #9.
Woo! Yay, Bill! I love that song.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Bill, that brought back memories.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love it.
Thank you.
And the fellow who always gives us the rundown on things. I can't remember his-
Levine.
Yeah. I don't guess he's here tonight, but I looked it up. And it was written in 1959 by Jerry Lieber and Mike Stoller.
Thank you.
And it was originally performed by the Clovers.
The Clovers, that's, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
One hit wonders there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Marcia.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome. Yep. Well, it's fun stuff.
Awesome.
What he would know it though. He probably is all in his head.
Yeah, Art knows a lot.
Art, yes. Okay.
He might join us tonight. Okay, let's see. Jeremy, you want to go next?
Sure. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna do a sad song and a happy song. I'll start with the sad one. This is I got it off of a bluegrass band record. Larry Cordell and Lonesome Standard Time, and he co-wrote this song. Larry Cordell is a Nashville songwriter, and he co-wrote this with Melba Montgomery. So, and I don't know how the division of labor went, whether she handled the words and he handled the music. But anyway, let's see. So. And this is called When It's All Said and Done. Do we need to talk? It feels like we do. Something's not right between me and you. Be honest with me. Get it out in the open. Will we still have a chance when it's all said and done? Get it off of your heart once and for all. Don't take nothing back when the tears start to to fall. Yeah. Have you found someone new? Or am I still the only one? I'll know where I stand when it's all said and done. You don't seem as happy as you used to be. I hope I'm wrong and that you still love me, because the truth, it can heal, or it can leave a heart broken. I'll know what's in store when it's all said and done. Get it off of your heart once and for all. Don't hold nothing back when the tears start to fall. Have you found someone new? Or am I still the only one? I'll know what's in store when it's all said and done. I'll know what's in store when it's all said and done.
As always, as always, excellent.
Brilliant, brilliant.
That was beautiful.
What is that remarkable harmonizer that you're using?
It's called a TC Helicon H1. It's a pedal that it's a smart harmonizer that
I guess.
you can plug your guitar into it, and it analyzes what chord you're playing, and it knows, and it figures out what note you're trying to sing, and then and depending on where the knob is clicked, it adds either, you know, one harmony note above it, or one below and one above, or, you know, there's a bunch of different settings. So that was that was 3-part harmony, one below and one above that I was adding on that one.
That's terrific.
Wow, it was gorgeous.
What a toy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a great toy. It's got some drawbacks. You know, one thing I've noticed is that if your guitar bleeds over into the mic that you have the harmonizer set up to, it adds weird stuff to your guitar signal, so you have to be careful about not having the volume turned up too much and stuff, you know. So, and I guess I'm guessing that if you were playing in a loud band, you know, that would wreak havoc on the harmonizer.
Then again, if you're playing in a band, you know, you've got other people to harmonize.
Yeah, you don't need it, right?
Yeah,
It's more
right.
it's more for a single person kind of.
By the way, that's a heck of a nice guitar you got there.
This is it's an Eastman. It's a copy of a Martin D28 that costs.
Oh, it's not what I thought it was, because you and I have the same guitar.
Oh no, this is a different one, but I have one that's much like yours. Yeah, that's an Epiphone Master Build. Those are great a great
Yeah.
bargain also.
Yeah, but this is nice. This has nice sound.
Yeah, these aren't like a cheap guitar, but they're about a third of what a Martin costs. This one is by a guy named Dave Carter. I think I've done it for you before, but it's called Happy Town. So it was done by Carter and Grammer. They were a duo. Dave Carter's no longer with us, but he was a genius songwriter, in my opinion. But. Beat down and misdirected, crop short and size to fit. Honey, if we're still connected, I could really use a hit. I am not looking for a key to open every door, just a pillow on the floor where we can sit. Here in the shining city, here in the endless summer, here in the cave of wonder, number 92. The sky of never was never quite this blue, but it's alright with me, if it's alright with you. Guru child on Glory Mountain, waiting patient, turtle wise, 20 years of bliss and counting, trips and riddles in his eyes. He says the primal quest ain't nothing but a second guess. Sometimes you just do your best and compromise. Here in the shining city, here in the endless summer, here in the cave of wonder, number 92. The book is empty from the sparrow's point of view, but it's alright with me, and it's alright with you. Shooting fools and starry gazers, wizard hit and buttoned down. I walk the Occam's razor, the way of priests and circus clowns. Am I a missioner of faith and grace and vision, or just another grinning prisoner of Happy Town? Here in the shining city, here in the endless summer, here in the cave of wonder, number 92. We chase the shadows of the chosen and the few, but it's alright with me, and it's alright with you. So strap me in, I'm going clear, burning circles round the sun. The Fisher King is here, he is not the only one. Parsifal and Valentino, riding winged palominos. Willie in his El Camino, on the run. Here in the shining city, here in the endless summer, here in the cave of wonder, number 92. The gods will lounge around until the show is through, but it's alright with me, and it's alright with you. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah.
Whoa, that was fantastic. I came in late, so who is that by?
Art, we were talking about you.
That's by Dave Carter.
Man, I'm telling you, not
Carter
only
and
you
Grammer.
are a great talent, a great songwriter, as a song scout, I'm telling you, T-Bone Burnett should get on his knees and wave his hands in ablutions to you. It's such a great find. It's unbelievably great. I never
I
even
would
heard
call
of the
him
guy.
some finger
Oh, well,
ecstasy.
he was kind of a a comet on the horizon. He's already passed away. He passed away in right before the whole 9/11 thing happened. I remember thinking he kind of lucked out, that he wasn't around to see all that stuff happening. But he died young. He had it was Carter and Grammer was the duo, and they put out like 3 CDs. And Tracy Grammer is still out there playing folk festivals and stuff. I think she's probably found another partner to sing with now. But yeah, Carter had he was like the picture of health, skinny guy, vegetarian, and they were playing up in Northampton, Mass. And he went out for a run and came back and had a heart attack and died,
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah.
I think it's great. So are you going to be in the DC metro area? The weather's getting warmer. I'd love to see you in person. Or what's the closest to the DC area you'll be playing?
Michelle Murray and I are playing at a place called Sullivan's Cove, and I think it's in it's up towards Baltimore.
Okay.
No, I think it's Severna Park. I think is where it is, but
Oh,
Sullivan's Cove, and I think it's on the 30th of April.
Okay. I'll
Yeah.
try to make a mark and
Okay.
post that so we can share it. It's
Okay.
great stuff.
Okay. Thank
Great
you.
stuff.
Jeremy, I thought the lyrics were fantastic. I hadn't heard this before. And you handled them masterfully. But I
Oh,
can't
thank
get
you.
over anyone using Occam's razor.
Yeah.
The folks-
Yeah. I thought that made me sit up and
Yeah, that made me stand up too. The thing about it is this writer is in the country folk tradition and he's emulating Dylan, but he's really doing his own work at using some of the literacy and surrealistic touches.
Yeah,
Even though
I loved it.
inspired by Dylan, but bringing his own game to it, which is pretty astounding.
Yeah, thanks, Art. That's terrific.
Yeah, he was a virtuoso wordsmith, and he has one. I don't know. I think I remember, taking courses where they gave an example of a word that doesn't have a rhyme, and orange was one of the things that, it's like there's no rhyme for orange, and so he wrote a song that has a perfect rhyme for orange in it. It's called "By the River Where She Sleeps," and it involves like 2 words together and next to each other that happen. But he was a real word genius. Yeah,
A Brit
Yeah,
came
right.
up with orange or a porringer.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to look him up. I mean, I'm
Yeah, Dave
telling
Carter.
you, thank you so much.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thanks, Jeremy. Okay, David, do you want to go next?
Sure. I have some light stuff this week. This is called The Frog and the Dragonfly. On the other side of my window, they share a white hydrangea, a bright green frog, and an iridescent dragonfly. I'm transfixed by this implausible companionship and wonder, are they trans-species or merely easygoing travelers? Are they weary and unable to reach another spot, an inch apart and too exhausted to fear for their lives or their privacy? This entire scene fills a pain in my mullioned worldview. For a moment, rapprochement between strangers, as if they were parked in the same emergency exit row or assigned adjacent seats in the orchestra section.
Hey, David.
I like that, and
Good.
yeah, that is an unlikely pairing, isn't it?
Yes,
Yes. Have you read Mary Oliver, the poet?
yes. Oh,
All
yes.
right, that sounded very much like her.
Oh, how nice to hear. She's
Oh,
wonderful.
it did.
Was wonderful.
Has she? Oh, she's gone?
Yes.
Yes, she is. That's right. Yeah.
She's one of the few poets that can bring me to tears.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Indeed, me too. Yeah, phenomenal. My 30-year-old niece introduced me to her.
No kidding. I
Yeah.
love it. Yeah.
Me too. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you.
was
Writing.
great.
You wrote that.
I did.
Yes,
Yes.
keep writing.
Thank you.
You're
Well,
welcome.
this has been, I've never had an opportunity like this to read it publicly. So you guys have been so supportive. I do appreciate that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great.
Yay. Thank you, David. Did you want to do another one or?
I can if you, unless you want to wait and see if you need it.
Um,
Yes, I'll do another one.
okay, yeah, you can go for it.
This is a short, but it has an explanation to it. It's called La Veronica. Veronica is a movement that a toreador makes with a cape. I think it goes over the bull's head and down the body. So I've always liked that name for that. But it's also in this case the name of a little girl. And I think we've all known Veronicas or other little girls like this. Veronica stands with her bald fists thrust into her almost waist, lifts her powerful chin, and with a mighty stomp of her right foot, shoots fire from her cavernous mouth. I hate you. Pivoting, her regal huff swirling about her, she exits to her bedroom. Not through the kitchen with only 2 portals en route, but through the dining room, purchasing the satisfaction of an additional slam. In her chambers, surrounded by the stuffed friends who enjoy her favor, Veronica seals her parents' fate with her lethal silence.
The first part, the first few lines, I see Veronica.
Oh, yes.
You know, I see her with her, you know,
Yeah, it
hands
seems
almost
to
on her
produce
hips and stomping her foot and her.
yeah, it seems to produce a dress when she does that. That sort of fills out a waist in an image. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad
Great
you
image, great
made
image.
that. Yeah,
That was awesome. Yeah,
Thank you.
totally got the picture so fast of
Yeah.
Veronica.
Couldn't be because I had a daughter.
That was great. Thank you.
Named Veronica.
everyone.
Thank you.
Dave,
Um,
your daughter, was she named Veronica?
Ruth. Ruth.
Oh, Ruth, okay.
But everyone can plug some little girl's name in there that works.
Right.
I like the bullfighting connection. That's cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Joseph, do you want to go next?
I do. So today I'll be reading from my most recent collection, which is just basically a week of me sitting in my favorite cafe and writing. And this one, I'm sitting, getting in the zone, making sure I'm at peace, I have vision, I feel love for humanity, I have faith, hope, all that. And when I'm in the right spot, whatever comes, sparks my attention, I start writing. So this one kind of explains that, and then I'm off. Waiting for the whistle to spring forth from the gate, that burst of revelation whereby the flowing ink won't wait. Stairway to heaven, guitar loop solo, keeping the dance alive. Got the headphones on, that way I can zone out, no matter what's going on. I'm in my own creative world. Stairway to heaven, guitar loop solo, keeping the dance alive. As I sing my prayers in silence, aware that light can see my drive. Listening for answers as my vision scans ahead, looking for solutions before people end up dead. History is like a wheel with constant rise and fall. As parts, there are parts that are up and parts that are down. Even empires vanished once tall. In each emerging cycle, the language has to change, so the hidden will is not recognized, making truth and audience estranged. Another day to draw the bow and practice hitting the mark, preparing for my final words against what approaches stark. Aware that war is like a beast that pounces on its prey, it's best to stay attentive and shoo such threat away. Yes, I'm like a broken record, trying to be heard, believing what some would call absurd, that there can be magic in a word. Somehow, by what is spoken, what is written or expressed, can convey into the rudder which direction to be pressed, to guide the ship of destiny to ports of grandest call, instead of hearing reports of ships seduced by a siren's gall. Songs that sound alluring through the fog upon the sea, unaware of rock or reef that will wreck their destiny. This former paramedic was enlightened by the hand of death, touched to find a remedy to vision that fancies ill use of breath. So that's one. And then when I get distracted, it's time to go to work. My writing session's over, and if someone was watching me write it, and I give it to them if they look interested. Otherwise, I save a few up to continue what I just did here, making this little collection. This one's called Another Morning Like Many Before. Another morning like many before, juggling day jobs with thirst to quench war, trying to survive in a world with different eyes, whose attention by design is often stolen by disguise. Those of us more aware of death, which heightens the meaning of life, find vexation is a symptom when others call their darkness light. When others do not value time as worth more effort to give, more evidence of gratitude to make good of life that's lived. Even down to conversation when words exchange the thoughts, when an audience who lends an ear is not strengthened by what's caught. Of all the details of a day that echo through the lips, bouncing back alive in the form of how speech grips, to give transfer to a vision for appearance in another, which can be sunshine for ambition, or complaints that only smother. Suffocating all those distal cells that need refreshment from what comes, not burden of the waste of others' experience dung, unless there is a purpose of using it for hope, to let others also know they're not alone upon a rope, which may not be that helpful if it only increases the weight of the angst that someone feels about the quality of fate. Like no one takes tissue after using it to wipe their rear, tucks it away to show others so it can later reappear. So it should be with all of the crap that ought to be left in the past, instead of retained for description into another's senses cast. We plant the seeds of destiny with every word we speak. Be mindful of the direction in which your propellant leaks. And it's time to go to work. And then that was that. So there's my second poem for the night.
It's very bold.
I especially like the part, and I'm paraphrasing, where we shouldn't keep revisiting our own crap on others.
Yeah, can you imagine that? I mean, think about this. I've thought of doing a comedy routine on this. I've tried, but I haven't quite been successful. But, and I think it's the same thing when people just have to bring up all the shit that happened in the day. Some people, they need that. But just think about that. When we go to the bathroom, we don't do that. We don't take a piece of tissue and show someone later and go, look at this. Look what happened. Do you believe that? Can you believe that? Look at that. Geez. Oh, smell it. Oh, man.
Very scatological, Joseph.
But isn't that like the same thing?
Isn't that the same thing? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So what is your current day job? Are you still doing it? Yeah, I'm just curious.
Okay, my primary income is installing and replacing skylights for solar view skylights.
Wow.
But it's slow. Business is slow, so I'll get like one job and I can get paid really well. I can get paid anywhere from $25-$50 an hour for a job, depending on what it is. Because
Right.
it's dangerous, and I'm up there doing dangerous things. But then, we'll get one good day, but then I'll have to go 2 more weeks before I get another job. So, it's like, So I pull weeds. I have friends who are disabled who need help with this and that. And so I'm the cheerful person they can call and get things done. And there's one widow's got a property and her husband died. He took care of it, 12 fruit trees and dozen rose bushes and all of that. So I take care of that once a week. And, other little small jobs barely get me by. So I barely get by, but,
So
it gives me more time to write. It gives me more time to write. So it's a poet's dream. It took me
you
years.
do have time to write, and it really is like a lot of great writers. I do hope that somehow you get the attention you deserve because your colorful background. You know how many writers and novelists, particularly from the 1930s and 1960s, they were always being told about their blue collar work that they did and how made to look like men of the people and all that. You're actually doing that while writing. So it's pretty astounding,
Yeah, it feels pretty good. I'm getting a little taste of local celebrityness, I guess, because of that portrait that's up in the local cafe. It's the popular cafe of the area. And it's where I sit and write and give my poetry away. So I have quite the reputation as a poet, locally. It's gaining, I say, quite.
Are there open readings and stuff? Or I would think it'd be a hotbed of poetry slams and poetry mics and
maybe,
open
but
mic.
I'll be honest with you, because I've been to many poet open mics and stuff. Poets ain't the wealthiest of people.
Right.
So you can have an open mic, but that doesn't mean
Well,
anyone's gonna buy it.
not as a way to make money, just as a way to
No, what I mean is, for the cafe,
for
that
the
would sponsor
cafe.
that.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
they would sponsor it for the, so I don't know how lucrative it would be for them to have a night where they did that, because this cafe closes early, so too
Oh, I
early.
see. Okay.
Yeah, they'd have to be open special for that.
Thanks, Joseph. That
You're
was
welcome.
great.
Thank you.
Steve, you want to go next?
Alrighty. See if I can remember what I was trying to do here with this. A walker and a stroller parked together all alone. While no one was looking, they started talking and carrying on. Where you been? Where you going? Do you know your way home? They laughed and started with small talk, working hardly working. The world treating you all right? Or just pounding sand? Remember, sometimes you're running, sometimes you're crawling, and sometimes you need a helping hand. And you've just started your journey. I've traveled from shore to shore, ran and walked country miles. even fought in world wars. I ain't been too far, at least not alone. Well, don't be in no hurry, try to take the long way home. I ain't got too many miles left on these old tires, and yours are just breaking in. So I think I'll slow it down now, get as many miles as I can. I remember sometimes you're running, sometimes you're crawling, and sometimes you need a helping hand. A walker and a stroller parked together all alone. When no one was looking, they started talking and carrying on. Where you been, where you going? Do you know your way home?
Excellent. Is that new, Steve?
Yeah, just messing around with it. So,
You know, a walker and a stroller. For decades, I have thought to myself, you know, you got the middle part, but what you do at the beginning, you end up doing at the end,
yeah.
you know? And I don't know if that's your meaning when you say a walker and a stroller, but that's what I got from it.
That's exactly it. I might not have said it well, but that's
Said
it.
Said it well to me.
Was the use of the phrase walker and stroller intended in any way to infer actual, devices, walker and stroller, or just always meant to stick to description of the individuals?
Well, it was, what had happened is that in church a few weeks ago, I'm in the back, and I just looked to my left, and I know whose it was, the walker and the stroller, and kind of, it's a slight reference to the gentleman that belonged to the walker.
Oh,
And,
yeah,
so
I thought that was a brilliant opening. That's what I was thinking as well. So, okay, anyway, thank you. Excellent.
I
great
just had the
metaphor.
two things, and I was like, I don't know where I'm going. I wrote a bunch of stuff. I wrote a bunch of stuff and tried to dwindle it down to something that made sense. And anyway,
When I write, I often do that. I just, throw everything down there, but then I go back and I shorten it up.
yeah, it was. I mean, I was trying to have a conversation about who the walker represented and who the stroller represented. Having the conversation, so it's kind of goofy, but
Well, it
Word.
brought tears to my eyes at the end, so it's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a great metaphor.
Can you get tennis balls in there on the walker? I always like that they use tennis balls for wheels.
And rewriting often leads to greatness. Bob Dylan's Just Like a Rolling Stone started like as a 50-page typescript. And then he pared it down to what we heard.
Yeah, I had
That's hilarious. As a writer, that's hilarious. That's good to know.
the trouble was I had the words over those the Walker and the stroller reference for weeks, and I couldn't, and I tried to go and I went in a couple different directions, but I just couldn't get myself committed and putting something together that it was a struggle. So I spit it out. So that's what it was.
But it's so worth it.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, it's good. Good thought.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt really good about the idea and the thing, but just struggling on it. But anyway, I'll go ahead and do this. Do another one, right?
Yep.
Okay. Williamson Road, cruising down, hills were full of sound as they would turn around, just turn around, cruising with the windows down. See the chrome, hear the motor sounds, dreams and imagination between those turnarounds. Williamson Road, turn around. 8 tracks and Seeger sounds. ROV was played up and down, blasting those speakers between those turnarounds. Moving slowly from light to light, teenage passions at their heights. As they turned around, they just turned around. Stop at a light to avoid a fight, watching new love disappear in the fog from the exhaust pipes. And in a moment, we're all moving out of sight. All the way down to the little chef, avoid going downtown, make a left. So we turned around, we just turned around. Williamson Road, cruising down, hills were full of sound as they would turn around, just turn around, cruising with the windows down. Generations would come from far and wide, from proud small towns just to take that ride. But spots turned into vacant lots, burger royalty lost their crowns, holding court till they stopped coming around. Moving slowly from light to light, teenage passions at their heights. As they turned around, they just turned around. And you can drive back for nostalgia's sake as you recall the bumper-to-bumper race. Williamson Road, please turn around. With no place left to go, Micker Max is long since gone. Drive-ins and parking lots full of sound as they turned around. Williamson Road, cruising down, hills were full of sound as they would turn around, just turn around, cruising with the windows down.
Woo!
For me, that one's right up there with Just Call Red.
Yeah. Yeah,
What was
thanks,
the
Bill.
comment?
I said, for me, that one ranks right up there with his song Just Call Red.
It's awesome. Yeah, it goes
Yeah.
on the first CD album,
Yeah.
Solid Gold.
Yeah.
So are you going to be playing any place? It doesn't have to be near DC. Just curious. Are you going to be playing live any place in the next several weeks?
No. I'm going to try to get out somewhere one day.
I mean,
Just for open mic or something.
Yeah, I
go.
know. The thing about it, I could tell open mics might be up, a little irritating because people are talking, but I think there are got to be some open mics or at least most of the crowd is listening. I mean,
It would almost be like just showing up and playing somewhere in the background, and then
well, open mics aren't supposed to, anyway, yours just so good. I guess I'm also a writer who puts my work out there. Unfortunately, that's part of the job, is putting your work out there as well as doing it. I mean, you've got the doing it part at like 100%, that's great work. It's the extra hustle to get the word out there, it's just excellent stuff.
yeah. And my problem is I'm not aggressive or forceful. Like I don't go out and sell myself somewhere is the problem.
Right. Well, I do my best on social media, and you give me half a chance, I could work up an article, but you got to appear someplace.
Yeah.
And we've all noticed it, and I certainly appreciate stuff that you write about Steve Art.
Yeah. Well, the
Yeah.
other point is that one point I want to make for all artists, just historically, is every artist needs a John Hammond Sr. John Hammond Sr. was the A&R producer for Columbia, and he did everything from discover Billie Holiday as a singing waitress in Harlem to sign Bruce Springsteen, because he just
Wow.
had an ear for talent. And
Wow.
and recorded Bessie Smith's Last Thing, changed American jazz by bringing in Fletcher Henderson, a black arranger, into Benny Goodman's band. And in his 80s, he signed Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Wow. That's
and
incredible.
And I forgot to mention, after all the folk labels turned down some nobody Woody Guthrie imitator named Bob Dylan.
Dylan, right.
He signed Dylan.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
So
amazing.
and the link that I have to John Hammond Sr. is one night I remember, well, first of all, there was one night where Dave and his band at that time opened up for Stevie Ray Vaughan,
Right.
which was a great night of music. And then there was another night where Dave and his band opened up for John Hammond Jr. at the 8x10 in Baltimore.
Oh yeah, I love John Hammond Jr. and I've met him, and he's great.
Hang on, Art.
We
hang
gotta
on.
go. I know. Anyway, it's
Hang
great
on.
work, and
Wait.
hope you play live soon.
Thanks, Art.
I was thinking we have time for Bill, Jeremy, and Steve to do one more song each if you want. So Bill's gonna do one next. Jeremy, do you want to do another one?
Sure, I'll do one.
Okay, Steve, do you want to do another one?
If there's time, I will.
Okay, great. Okay, Bill, you're on.
Okay. So I've done it many times, but I think it's a great song. You called to tell me you were lonely. You cried the whole night through. Well, you can cry me a river, 'cause I cried a river over you. Then you said you were sorry for being so untrue. Well, go on and cry me a river, 'cause I cried a river over you. You drove me, nearly drove me out of my mind. You never shed a tear. Remember, I remember all that you said. You said that love was too plebeian and you were through with me. And now you tell me that you love me. Well, even if that's true, you can cry me a river, cry me a river, 'cause I cried a river over you. It's true, 'cause I cried a river over you. I want you to cry me a river, cry me a river, cry me a river, cry me a river, baby. Cry me a river, cry me a river, 'cause I cried a river over you.
Woo! Hey, Bill.
Great, thank you.
Great song. Thank you. Up next, we have Jeremy.
Okay. This is one I wrote a few years ago. There's no deep meaning to this one. It's just more of a fun kind of a song. It's called All the Ways I Choose to Lose the Blues. So we'll see. Scotch and soda, dry vermouth, Monk and Mingus and the abstract truth. All the ways I choose to lose the blues. A foggy day, a fine romance, watching Fred and Ginger dance. All the ways I choose to lose the blues. When I get low, there's some things I know will always brighten up my day. Isn't it grand that such a simple plan can always snap me out of it? You gotta love it. Walk the dog around the park, fireflies after dark. All the ways I choose to lose the blues. And that doesn't work. I do this. When I get down, there's some things I've found that always seem to do the trick. When I'm in a twist, I just consult my list and pick something at random to lend me a hand. Some fresh ground coffee, raisin toast, a baked potato with a rare rib roast. All the ways I choose to lose them. Some like Bach, but I'll take Sousa. All the ways I choose to lose the blues. Oh, yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. A baked potato and a rare rib roast.
that'll beat the blues.
Yes, right, it will.
That was awesome. Yay, Jeremy. Yeah,
Thank
I could
you.
just picture Fred and Ginger dancing and all the other visuals. It was beautiful. It was wonderful.
It was
Thank you.
it was a very, very charming.
Thank you.
That's a great word for that song, charming.
Jeremy. Awesome. Okay. And now I want a rib roast and a baked potato. Okay, Steve's our closer for this evening. Take it away, Steve.
Everybody should have a hometown song about the place you still call home, no matter how long you've been gone. They still treat you the same, where someone always knows your name. Place you still call home, the place you stayed out all night long, fell asleep out on that dock, fish jumping on the lake like an old alarm clock. Mountain fire trail rides, sled runs down the mountainside, never lasted long enough. And everybody's hometown is the best, maybe just like all the rest. Just another hometown song, I guess. And every time you talk about that pickup truck, you know the one you had to give up. Tears and smiles well up. Fight you never gave in, summers you thought would never end, and all those first dates, broken hearts that wouldn't wait. And everybody's hometown is the best, maybe just like all the rest. Just another hometown song, I guess. And you can't never go home again, but in my mind I know I can. Echo of the train says I'm home again. Everybody's hometown is the best, maybe just like all the rest. Just another hometown song, I guess.
Great way to close.
Woo!
Guys,
Excellent, excellent.
Woo!
One of your best, but it's hard to compare. It's really a great song.
thanks, Art.
It is a great song. Thank you so much, Steve. And thanks everybody for another great open mic night live at the ZoomBarDC. See you next week.
Thank you.
See you, everybody.
Everybody,
Glad to be
Louise.
back.
Thanks for
Thank
hosting.
Everybody.
Thanks for hosting me. Thank you so
Love
much.
you all.
We'll be in
Love
touch.
you. Good night.
Bye
Take
bye.
care, everyone.
Good night. Have a good week.
you too.
Take care. Good night, Marie-Louise.
Good night, Marcia. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. And take good care.
Thank you.